everyone, and welcome to your Astro Weekly. Now, this is going to run for a little bit, at least, just to see how you guys interact with it, whether it's something that you can use and appreciate. In that case, we will continue, but we're going to do it for a while coming up. What I love about the format is that now we can talk on a we base, what we will encounter, all of us, because when I do my monthlies, it's all about you, where I section you up in 12 different groups, right? But now we can say the we word. So what is also really nice about this format is that we're going to be encountering a lot of moon transits too, which we don't get to do on a monthly basis, as the moon throughout the month moves so quickly and sets up so many aspects and transits and whatnot that it can't really touch upon all of those. But the moon is important. Why? Because it really shows us our reactions, how we take in our emotions and so forth. So here on August 28th, it is Sunday. We've got Mercury and Venus conjunct. And this is communication. It's also our emotions, our feelings, and doing the things that we love to do. So the day is all set up. You're going to wake up on the right foot, and you're probably going to have just a very beautiful morning session with your family or your loved one. The moon, though, is setting up a lot of transits here today. One with the unexpected, oh my God situation. That's the moon and Uranus here. And so you can come to get some unexpected news, insight, or you can get a flash of something which is really going to be an eye-opener. And throughout the day, we have just a jovial feeling with a visitation here with the moon and Jupiter, which Jupiter always is very generous to us. You might feel that in your heart. You might see those around you feeling or being very generous as well. So when we have that, it's also an expansion to want to get out and about. Jupiter is adventurous, so maybe you'll go for a hike today or do something where you can use some of that physical energy. In that, I see not only are you feeling good with the communication to Venus, but the moon and Venus too. They're jiving. So today, it's an expressive day, a great day to actually interact with and speak and share with your loved ones. Monday the 29th, though, on the other hand, the moon is coming up here on Saturn. Saturn always wants us to gel down and give roots to the structure of what we're working on. It is our own inner sense of maturity. It is also who you're working with as far as supervisors, bosses. Saturn can be really holding you to the grindstone to get things done, but you're motivated here at this time. So Monday might be a little bit more serious, a little bit more work-oriented. So enjoy Sunday so that you have your energy up to speed. Tuesday the 30th, we have the moon and Mars. Now these two together, that really gives you a kick and a feeling, very energetic, goal-oriented. So you're out to really achieve something important. Emotionally, you're feeling that you're behind whatever action it is that you're taking. Also, the moon and Uranus too will allow you to think outside of the box. You might come maybe upon a genius idea, one of those spontaneous insights, and if you do, you will come to see it's quite original too. That's what Uranus does the best. So Tuesday, energetic. Wednesday, on the 31st, here we are at the end of the month, we have not really any aspects at all. The moon, though, will be changing here in the morning from the sign of Leo, where we have had that energy of Leo's, not just compassion and joy and drama, but it is now moving over into the rest of the week here, where we're going to feel that much more observant and probably also pretty much more wanting to analyze everything. Our analytical mind is going to kick in. We're going to find ourselves to be a little bit more structured and organized here. So that's the shift going on here on Wednesday. For those of you who have big screens, you can see all of these aspects here down on your calendar. You'll see the small glyphs for those of you who understand it. If you're watching on your cell phone, well, it might be a little bit hard to see, but then I would advise try to put it on your iPad or your monitor or even on your screen TV, and you will see the glyphs and the transits. But moving on to September 1st, well, we do have a solar eclipse. We have this new moon here today, and of course, having an eclipse, a new moon, it's more like 3 new moons all in one. Big doors are opening up for you, so take advantage of the energy that you're feeling. Take advantage of the thoughts, the ideas that you have, because today it's really setting you up for what's coming for the full month, and not just the full month, but for a whole year to come, before you get this chance again. The Sun and Saturn are positioned such that you will find yourself in a decision-making frame of mind, as if something really feels important to you, and it is important. Saturn's asking you to think long-term before you make your decision, not to be hasty, all right? The moon too here is squaring off on Saturn, just like the Sun, so both of them are pointing towards your sense of self, your sense of dignity, your sense of dedication. Where can you give of yourself to build a more sound structure? Saturn always builds. So Neptune here being in opposition to the moon might make you feel a little fleety. But Neptune rules your vision, your hopes and your dreams too. And so, yes, listen to your dreams, listen to your vision, or, pay attention to it, because that can give you a long-term vision to follow. But in order to get there, you have to be setting yourself up mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That is what this day is all about, especially because you're having the power of that new moon where we put our intentions down, right? But see, you're kind of a little bit on the hold because the moon is up against Mars. So if Mars is wanting to go one direction and your mind a different direction, listen, that's a part of the analytical mind kicking in, because after all, the moon is in Virgo, right? So you might not need to act today, but it is a day to think, to reflect, become one with yourself. And by the end of the day, I think through all of this thought processing that you're doing and the emotional processing of today will come out in a transformative way. And that is the beauty of the moon when she touches upon Pluto, a very dynamic, deep felt emotion, which is going to take it from one situation and turn the energy around and bring it all new. So I'm thinking by the time here we get into the evening of Thursday, you'll feel that much clearer. That energy is what you're bringing into Friday. Now Friday we have in the evening, the moon will move out of Virgo into Libra. So the first part of that day, you're still going to be thinking, processing, hopefully not obsessing, all right? But at least thinking back over what the day yesterday was all about. Then you'll find your equilibrium and harmony there by 6 o'clock p.m. Now, let's look at the aspects though, because the sun now, remember how I said you were feeling and intuiting your dreams, right? Well, that was good. Hang on to them, because today the sun is going to be behind the very same aspect as the moon was yesterday with Neptune. So it's going to give you a different perspective of where you are today and where you can end up over here, even though it's going to take a little time. But that inner voice, it's so important for all of us to listen to, because that's your higher self. It's your future self, right? Speaking to you in another dimension, or should I say timeline. And that's why these whispers are so important. Now, Mercury will take it up. That's your linear, logical thinking. We'll bring it up here and run it by Jupiter in a beautiful aspect, in a conjunction. And Jupiter, as big as she is, she will give you the overall big picture on what it is you've been thinking, on what it is you've been evaluating, right? And when those two forces come together, if you've had a little bit of iffiness there on Thursday, Friday's going to bring it into scope. You will see it. You will feel it. and then you're going to communicate it because Mercury's tying in with the moon. You're feeling strong, good, and convinced. And then, of course, not only is Mercury conjunct Jupiter, but the moon is conjuncting Jupiter as well. Friday is an excellent day if you're going to go out in the evening. You're going to feel really good. You're going to be the it person in the crowd. Why? Because communication is great and you are radiating. It's just this big, beautiful feeling of things having come together after this week. Now we have Saturday, August 3rd. Moon is in Libra, so we're feeling balanced and harmonized, and the moon is also conjuncting up with Venus, which rules Libra. So again, we're starting off here feeling good. We're feeling great. The moon is also sextiling Saturn, our inner self of structure and feeling that we got it together. And so from that, we also have the moon coming up on Pluto. Pluto's going to test you here today, and it will test you in a way probably by someone saying something. Somebody might question you or challenge you, and you're just going to have to come with that spontaneous inner response, which is the moon, and you're going to feel it though, right? But if you have done your work well this week, being true to yourself, that response will come out in a good way, and you will at that point also prove to yourself just how far you've come in the process of having to make those choices that were earlier in the week there for you. So listen, this is what we have right now for the Astro Weekly. You can go right here now and listen to your Tarot Weekly and have that as well. It'll give a different feel, different read on everything. We can see more people who are interacting with you and so forth, whereas the astrology always, that's the planets talking, right? So thank you for following, and for those of you who have subscribed, you will be getting both of these into your inbox every Sunday, and if you haven't, well then you know how you will get them. If not, there's another way to search for them too. You can go straight to my channel page and you'll find your weeklies there, or you could just put up a search in YouTube, Astro Weekly by Karen, and you'll easily find them there as well. All right? So have a great week, everyone. See you next week.